Great to see you once again. So
Thank
we can just start with your quick description of how you feel.
Sir, feeling elated, sir. Single digit rank again.
Great. That's very nice. Can you just describe in short? We were actually discussing before this call went live. I mean, we were discussing about you and Arman switching ranks and positions and being together. So just share that with the viewers as well.
Sir, Arman was my batchmate in MBBS, and we were together in the pre-medical also in 11th and 12th, and we got the same college. Then I think, attended many lectures side by side in the first year. We sat next to each other many times in the third year and the final year in the library. And in internship, we didn't get to see much of each other because of the hectic internship in MAMC. But we switched ranks in the INI-CET and NEET PG between 8 and 9.
Sushant, heartiest congratulations to your parents and to you for a phenomenal rank.
Thank you, sir.
From both of us and from the entire PrepLadder family.
Thank you, sir.
I feel more elated by hearing a Mulanian has got a fantastic rank. Being a Mulanian myself and the senior most Mulanian on the screen, Dr. Deepak Marwah sir, the master of the orchestra here, I think it's a great feeling. And but much bigger than that, you have a mission that you keep guiding your juniors. And I hope that the tradition continues of getting great ranks from the college and from Delhi. Heartiest congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
सुशांत, यहाँ पे रैपिड रिवीजन की बात करते हैं. आपने बताया था कि हम रैपिड रिवीजन यूज किया, तो उसके थोड़ा एडवांटेजेस बता दीजिए. मतलब कि आगे अगर किसी को यूज करना है तो किस सेक्शंस पे फोकस करेगा वो?
Sir, rapid revision may focus on the topics that you are weak in, because obviously 19 rapid revisions cannot be watched, I think, especially in the crunch of time towards the end of the final year or internship. So focus on the subjects that you are weak in which you are having problems to read, and in which you need to identify what are the high yield zones that you need to prepare. I watched 2-3 rapid revisions from PrepLadder at 2x speed, and I made a separate notebook or added in the primary notes that I had that this is the topic or this is the question that I need to revise again and again, because this is what I am missing out on despite multiple revisions.
और इसके अलावा जैसे इंटीग्रेटेड में हमने डाला, मेडिसिन डाला, पैथ डाला, तो वो आपने यूज किया, उसके बारे में थोड़ा इनपुट, मतलब कैसे यूज किया, मतलब आपने यूज तो किया, बट हाउ डिड यू फाइंड इट यूजफुल? व्हाट वर द हाइलाइट्स, वो इफ यू कैन शेयर.
I watched the entire integrated session by user and pathology Spurser, and I got to know how pathology and medicine are actually correlated. How, while seeing the clinical things, you can look back at the pathophysiology and then correlate with what is going to be the next step in the management. And obviously, there was the latest edition Robbins updates, which I think was absolutely necessary for any exam of this pattern. Because obviously MCQ zone will be latest stuff. So the latest book of such an important book like Robbins is mandatory.
So I do understand from your message, Sushant, that having concepts is important, but when it comes to the final exam that you give, right, you have to have the high yield things, the main crux, and you need to have the last year exam papers.
Yes, sir.
2 questions here. Number 1, how do you decide what is high yield? Number 2, how many years papers of what exams did you take into account while preparing for the NEET exam?
Sir, I felt the high yield zone was the topics that were being repeatedly asked in the exam, because although the books are so vast, the topics are repeated again and again. Majority, I think almost 70 to 80% of the paper, the topics are repeated again and again. So those topics cannot be left. You may neglect the other topics, but the topics that are being asked again and again have to be done thoroughly, have to be done beyond what is being asked in the exam. And sir, previous year exams, I think minimum of 3 years previous year exams have to be done before writing the exam.
सुशांत, आपने इस बार कितने एमसीक्यूज अटेम्प्ट किए नीट पीजी में?
Sir, I did 199 questions. I left only one.
Okay. और आपके हिसाब से पेपर वाज लाइक मॉडरेट, डिफिकल्ट, ट्रिकी, मतलब कैसे आप सम या ट्रेडिशनल, मतलब थोड़ा समराइज?
Sir, I felt it was towards the easier side this time.
ओके. तो आपको लगा कि कुछ जैसे कुछ कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चंस हैं, या आपको नहीं लगा कि कंट्रोवर्शियल? क्योंकि बड़े सारे लोगों का मैसेज जैसे सर ये तो कंट्रोवर्शियल है, तो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू हैव इट फ्रॉम द टॉपर्स माउथ कि मतलब सच में ऐसा है क्या कि कंट्रोवर्सी इतनी ज्यादा पूछी जाती है? मतलब आई एग्री, मतलब हो सकता है, आई एम नॉट डिस्काउंटिंग दैट, बट देन एट द सेम टाइम मतलब लेट्स हैव इट आपका ऑनेस्ट ओपिनियन कि मतलब आपको क्या लगा, मतलब इज इट कंट्रोवर्शियल या स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड था?
So as compared to previous year exams, I can say that this time controversial questions were minimal, if at all any was there, and the questions were more or less straightforward this time. It was not much clinically oriented. You could straight away jump to the answer this time. A lot of time was there even for revision of all the 200 questions.
Marwah sir, anybody who clears the paper will clear it when he understands that it's simple. Till the time he does not, it will always appear controversial and complicated. That's what he said actually, that you should go on the high yield revisions. You know, Sushant, it's easier to say that you have done it, but it's an exam of rejection, not selection. Majority is never selected.
Yes.
Why they are not selected, there are some things. So I want to talk to those who were not. It is not capability, because even the top 10 rankers of a college might not qualify. Even a same person after 4 years, if he write 4 hours, he write the same exam, he might not qualify. The rank might drastically change. But what are the 3 things a person should never do while he's taking onto an entrance exam? That's what I want to know. Must not do. We all know what to do. Last 3 year papers, high yield topics, must revise, have a book where you note down important things, volatile subjects, don't waste time, talk to positive people, sleep well, carry your admit card, carry your common sense. But 3 things that Sushant wants to tell his juniors must never ever do in entrance exams.
Don't run after controversial questions. They will always be controversial. Number 2, I think don't try to do a vast syllabus that I will do everything, but I won't get time to revise anything. Your preparation won't be up to the mark that you have started with. And number 3, I think don't try to revise 1 hour or 2 hours before the exam. You don't know whether what you are revising will be asked in the exam, and you are wasting time. You are needlessly building up your anxiety, and you may even get some questions wrong, which you would regret that these are stupid questions and why did I do them wrong. Write the exam in a calm manner.
तो इनीसेट का जैसे आपका सिलेक्शन हो गया, तो फिर आपने उसके बाद पढ़ाई करी या छोड़ दी? मतलब अभी जो पेपर दिया था, तो मतलब वंस यू गेट दैट, तो मतलब मैं वंस यू रीच दैट जोन ना, मैं व्हाट आई वांट टू नो इज योर स्टेट ऑफ माइंड कि मतलब पढ़ रहे थे, नहीं पढ़ रहे थे, या छोड़ दिया था?
I didn't study after the INI exam, sir, to be honest.
तो मतलब ये सबकॉन्शियस मूड में ही आपने ये सिंगल डिजिट रैंक लिया है? मतलब इतनी पढ़ाई करी थी आपने बैकग्राउंड में कि डज नॉट मैटर लास्ट में? नहीं, ये मतलब मैं ये इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ बिकॉज मोस्ट लोगों की ये क्वेरी होती है कि सर लास्ट वीक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, बट आपके केस में जैसे आपने ऑनेस्ट आंसर दिया कि आपने पढ़ाई नहीं करी थी, तो मतलब फिर वो आपने एट व्हाट लेवल वर यू ऑपरेटिंग? मतलब इसको स्पाइनल लेवल तो हम नहीं बोल सकते हैं, मतलब इसको तो सेरेब्रल लेवल के ऑपरेशन ही बोलेंगे। तो मतलब वो कैसे डिड यू रीच दैट जोन, यू नो, कि निर्वाणा तो नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, बट देन एट द सेम टाइम परफॉर्मिंग एट अ टॉप लेवल, वो हाउ डिड यू रीच दैट? दैट्स द क्वेरी जो हर किसी के माइंड में होगी, क्योंकि मेहनत तो यार सभी करते हैं, बट वो उस जोन तक पहुंचना कि आप मान लो 1 हफ्ते आपकी पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, किसी भी रीजन से, बीमार हो गए, पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम हो गई, लेकिन फिर भी आप एग्जाम में उतना ही स्कोर करके आ रहे हो, उतना ही स्ट्राइक रेट मार के आ रहे हो, वो आपने कैसे अचीव किया?
Sir, I think GTs help a lot. You should write. I wrote the exam like it is any other GT. I have to give this exam. I have to get. Review. You prepared so much for this exam that it feels like just any other exam. It is not. It doesn't feel like this is the grand day or anything. It is another GT you are writing. You have practiced so much. Obviously, you will do well.
So what I understand is, sir, I will also answer with Sushant. You know, you will see top rankers have just rotated their ranks. In all the exam patterns, whatever is the exam, they are getting ranked. So even the INI-CET and NEET results are almost same. The same faces are coming up. So it just tells us that there is a minimum level, what sir spoke about, a benchmark which you cross. After that, you will qualify.
Yes.
Usain Bolt will run for less than 10 seconds, right? And that's the inherent thing. So that is what is the key. And Marwah sir, what I believe he's answered this question before that. Focus on last 3 years, common things, avoid controversial things, and conserve your energy. So I think the momentum that you mentioned about, not the level of nirvana, but the momentum that you mentioned about can be carried on for a few months, I think so. And this is what is so crucial that he said the summary of PrepLadder, padhiye utna chahiye jitna. This is what actually he said.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Fine. It's been great talking to you, Sushant, and thank you, Upur sir, for joining in as well. And I hope that this turns out to be productive. The tips that Sushant has provided to perform at that level, I wish everybody reaches that with their practice and with their hard work. And thanks everybody for coming in at such a short notice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you both of you for allowing me in that interview. Thank you. It was great. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Good night.